Experiments on Americans aimed to attract the attention of a younger audience. CIA Director James Woolsey said he expected the experiments to be endorsements from TV and rock stars. The U.S. military expects the younger audience to fully comply.
The Dirty 30 Podcast.
We're here. Episode 1, The Dirty 30 Podcast.
The Dirty Motherfucking 30 Podcast.
Welcome,
everybody.
Yeah. So how have you been? How you doing?
I've been good. We should probably preface by introducing ourselves to you guys. I'm Tim Baker.
My name is Cheyne Smith.
And we're starting this podcast as a general overview of entertainment. We're trying to keep it fast-paced and cover as many topics as we can for you guys and keep it entertaining. So, we're going to start out every podcast definitely with a little intro and also maybe with a little bit of what's new between the two of us. But we also want to cover some current events and things like that, what's going on. I think it's a good idea to do that. And we were actually talking about it, just the irony of us picking trending topics on Facebook to cover as news because of how insignificant it is in the long run.
Yes, everybody out there, obviously enjoy Facebook, love Facebook, poke people or whatever you're doing out there, but don't use that as like a very credible news source. That's not real news.
I mean, it's definitely not. I mean, you see how much bias there is all over their sponsored content, all sorts of garbage.
This very second, Dana White is trending
at number 1 on Facebook.
Number 1 in news.
Yeah,
on Facebook.
And what is it that
what is this
Dana
news
White?
You ask?
Yeah, what is it?
What is this news?
Nothing. Just TMZ Sports apparently caught Dana White in the fucking street and asked him about Conor McGregor versus the
TMZ,
the reputable journalism news source that is TMZ and TMZ Sports, their sports affiliate, obviously, talking to Dana White about Floyd Mayweather never being able to fight Conor McGregor. And I watched the interview and it was just him being a fucking cocky dick, like always.
I don't know.
But that's out of everything that's going on, it's Christmas Eve, which is going to be definitely a premise of most of the things that we talk about.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Happy holidays in general.
Yeah.
To anybody.
Well, I don't know what we're allowed to say anymore. I'm not even religious, but have a great Christmas, right? You know? That's what it's all.
And a happy New Year.
Have a good one.
And hopefully you're spending time with people and your loved ones. And if not, hopefully you're doing something around this time of the year that makes you happy. That's
absolutely.
So that's chill. So, it's Christmas Eve. There's a bunch of shit going on in the world, obviously. But, that's the number 1 news on Facebook. What else is there? There's a couple other ones like Spotify. It's like Spotify just released an update to their Mac platform so that you can use it with the touchpad on the new MacBook Pros. Awesome. I really appreciate that. Like, thank you for letting me know that. I don't use Spotify because Spotify fucking sucks, but thanks anyways, I guess. Thanks, Facebook, for the news.
Yeah, you're still trying to get me onto the Apple Music thing too. I'm not against it. I just have a really hard time sharing all of my personal information with my iPhone.
Yeah.
And they're getting me.
Hey, dude, it's a necessary evil if you want fucking $7.99 a month for the most robust music catalog ever. Really. I mean,
that's very true. That's absolutely true.
And you have an iPhone, so oh yeah. It's integrated right there into your goddamn hardware, or software, OS. Same shit. You understand what I'm saying?
This is true. I want to point it out to everybody that it's the weekend as well as Christmas.
It always sucks when that happens.
This is true because it's the normal days off anyways, but
it's just always nice to get like the extra couple days off work maybe. Even though it seems like you get an extra couple days when it falls in the middle of the week, but really it ends up working out the same.
It's been pretty crazy though. I mean, there's trees pretty much falling over outside right now as far as
there is some weather here in Southern California.
We've got some wind, a little bit of rain. not. I guess a lot of bit of rain in the last couple days.
Yeah, it has
Or
been
like
raining pretty consistently here, and there is a storm coming from the Pacific Northwest. Snow levels are supposed to drop to 4,500 feet, I believe they said. So we can expect some powder on the mountains. That's a good thing.
Yeah, my family's probably got a ton of weather.
Yeah,
Find out on that.
totally, man. So I guess as long as we're doing this whole intro thing, we might as well get into a couple things before we hop into segments that we have, set up for you guys. This podcast came to fruition today, pretty much. Cheyne and I were sitting around. We had some stony ideas, and we pretty much came up with an entire program to run and to do a podcast just about entertainment in general. I guess you could say anything about from music to movies to tech talk, obviously, and even diving into like culture and current events, shit like that. But we want to keep it fast paced. We're doing 30-minute episodes. That's why we have the Dirty 30 podcast. It's 30-minute episodes and try to bang as much content out as we can for you guys and keep you entertained.
This is very true. And on that note,
we should hop into our first segment. So our first segment is it's going to be essentially moments in music. So what we wanted to do is pick apart certain moments in music and shit that happened significantly on this day when it comes to music. Cheyne and I are both musicians. All the music that you guys are hearing in this podcast is shit that we literally did today. We pumped it out just to have some content to fill in and make it as entertaining as possible, and no copyright infringement or nothing like that. So this is all us. And that being said, we figured it would be a good idea to hop into moments in music. That way we can kind of relate to the days that we are recording this and talk about significant shit that happened. So this is moments in music. Obviously today is Christmas Eve, 12/24. In 1965, the Beatles had the #1 album in the U.S. for the third straight Christmas. The third Christmas in a row, and this was with Rubber Soul.
which I definitely want to bring up too. We just watched. It had to have been 2, maybe 3 nights ago.
Yeah,
we watched. Was it 8 days a week?
8 days a week.
8 days a week. Crazy.
Directed by Ron Howard.
Oh, love him.
And it's a documentary about the Beatles' touring years. Essentially, that's pretty much the only period that it covers.
It was really crazy too to just see. I mean, they held the charts for a very long time. I mean, they.
Oh yeah, dude, dominated.
It's crazy too because they were a touring band for so long before they really pumped out all the good songs. Like they have a ton of good songs, but I mean, it was like
it was before they started getting experimental.
Yeah,
in the studio especially. This is when they're at doing all their top chart topping hits, Billboard wise and whatnot. And then obviously came the late 60s into the 70s. And that's when, you get all that famous footage of John Lennon on like talk shows and shit, fucking Yoko Ono era, fucking shit like that. It's like
Yoko just screaming.
That Bill Burr bit is fucking off the chains. It was like just a podcast I think he was on talking about it. But that shit is hilarious.
Bill Burr, we love you.
God bless, baby.
Yeah. So, other things that happened on this day.
Yeah, so in 1988, we'll take it back to the Pacific Northwest, like we were just talking about, where this fucking storm's coming from. Nirvana began recording their first album, Bleach, using a $600 loan from an old school friend. So that's pretty significant. I mean, Nirvana.
If you've never listened to that record, do yourself and realistically every single person you know a favor and listen to that record front to back. Epic. That is just it's like the heart of grunge music right there. That was before even, I mean, Nirvana never really got the window to sell out because Cobain died. I mean, they definitely could have sold out a lot more.
Yeah, I don't think they did. I think they kind of kept it pretty true.
I mean, Foo Fighters is pretty much what a sold-out Nirvana was going to sound like. Because Dave Grohl had a writing, he had some say in the writing at that point. But it comes down to just like, that record was... That, I don't know.
Hey, my opinion, dude.
I'm not shit.
You and I have not differing opinions on Nirvana, but you definitely are a much bigger fan than I am. And I have not been a hater, I guess you could say, a little bit when it comes to Nirvana throughout the years, just because I was like a metalhead, you know, when I was younger, and I was like listening
It's
to
you
fucking,
either like Deftones or you like Nirvana.
well, I was listening
or
to,
like AFI or Deftones.
I was
is
listening
kind
to
of
like
the thing.
Pantera at the time too, realistically.
fuck
like,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Everybody should always
Yeah,
be listening to
Metallica, shit like that, you know, some of the oldies but goodies. But I have listened to Bleach front to back, you know, and I do recognize the artistry that is in Nirvana's music, and even watching some of the documentaries about Kurt Cobain, bias on both sides about what happened in pertaining to his death. That aside, I have a newfound respect for Kurt Cobain as an older artist. You know what I mean? And I guess putting myself in a position to listen to that music unbiasedly, you know, and I don't know. I think that's a pretty significant goddamn thing to happen. Start recording an album on Christmas Eve.
Very true.
Pretty much one of the biggest bands to come out of that era, to come out of like Seattle at that time, and a bunch of fucking bands did it, but they were the ones that pretty much paved the path. So, all right, so I guess that's actual significant moments in music, and we'll tie this in as well. We're doing Born on This Day. Who was born on this day music wise? We have Mr. Lemmy Kilmister from Motorhead. He was born in 1945, obviously R.I.P.
Rest in peace.
And we're going to get down and dirty, a little bit more detail about that dude later on in the podcast.
Lemmy's going to creep his way back in a little bit.
Yeah, and I almost feel weird doing this back to back, but it's also Ricky Martin's birthday. He was born in 1971, so
Happy birthday, baby.
living la vida loca.
Hey.
So, yeah, that's moments in music. Let's move on.
Well,
I don't know.
did you hear something? I heard. Oh my gosh.
Did you guys hear that? What, that instrumentation? I think I need to get something ready.
You know what that sounds like? Michelada Minute.
It's the motherfucking Michelada Minute, baby. Put it upside down. We're drinking Micheladas today. Oh.
If you got them, drink them.
Oh, and
Micheladas only. That's all we're supporting here.
yeah, and if you guys
Micheladas.
are listening, you guys got to bring Micheladas next time you turn this motherfucker on. Just make sure you're not driving, because that's too much fun. All right, we're moving on. Right now, we're moving into a segment called List of 10. Essentially, Shane and I thought it would be pretty cool for us to predetermine a list that we could do and put together beforehand, kind of find some middle ground in our opinions and put it out there for you guys. So it being Christmas Eve, our list of 10 this episode is going to be list of our favorite Christmas movies. So we're 90s kids. We're technically millennials, but we're on the older side of millennials.
Yeah, I don't understand. I guess I am. I guess I'm a millennial. No. I don't know.
So we get tied in with them, but I'm definitely a 90s kid, and I'm definitely a nostalgic 90s kid. I love shit that reminds me of fucking childhood and shit like that. The early 90s was a pretty good time for me being, you know, a little white Italian kid, I guess you could say, living in Southern California. Privilege or not, I still revere those times. So list of 10 holiday movies. Let's start with number 10, Shane.
So number 10, you know, sitting on the list. Made the list, give him the credit. There's a few good scenes. We're going to go with Four Christmases.
Four Christmases. It made the number 10 on our list. This one was definitely put out by Shane. There, he did bring up a couple of really funny scenes that made his case as far as making it on this list. So
that yeah, if it wasn't for those scenes,
yep.
Sorry, Vince.
It's all right. So let's move on to number 9. At number 9, we have A Very Harold and Kumar Christmas. This was my putting on there. I'm telling you, that movie has all the makings of a stony holiday classic. I'm telling you, dude. We got the Waffle Bot, okay? There's a thing called the Waffle Bot that fucking shoots hot syrup at people and shit. You have Neil Patrick Harris. You have...
Anytime you get NPH doing something,
I'm telling you. All right. So when it comes to
That's true.
All right. So that made our list a very Harold
And it was
and Kumar Christmas.
it was really easy to sit number 9 at that point too, because it was like a mile and a half between 9 and 10 right there.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it was pretty good.
no doubt. And then at number 8,
Number 8, okay, classic. And this is, I'm sorry, this is where the millennials don't even understand because they'll have no idea what fucking movie this is.
no, the younger millennials, but some of us
Yeah.
older.
The old, well, yeah, us
Come on,
old ones,
come on.
but us old ones don't consider ourselves fully millennials because we're not quite sure.
You're teasing us. Give us number 8.
Jingle all the motherfucking way,
baby.
Jingle all the way.
Sinbad, Arnold Schwarzenegger, fucking action toys. We're talking straight up action packed Xmas flick. I don't know how much there is to say. If you guys haven't seen this movie, you need to go check it out and revel in its 90s glory. Moving on, number 7.
Number 7, going Home Alone 2.
Home Alone 2 is a good call at number 7 because some like Home Alone 2 better than 1, and I'm okay with that. But Home Alone 2 is sitting right there
I'm
on
not
that
okay
list.
with that, but I am okay with them just liking the
It's
movie
fine.
in general.
Tim Curry was in the second one.
That's true.
I'll say that, but okay. So
That smile, though.
yeah, and Rob Schneider as the valet guy
Oh.
is pretty good. You can't come on.
No, you're right.
All
You're
right.
right.
So I think that's a good spot for that because we have some pretty good ones coming up. So number 6.
What we did the night before because it's a newer one. I don't know if you guys have seen it.
I think it's an instant classic in the long run. It's another stoner Xmas comedy movie starring Seth Rogen, obviously. It's got a whole fucking bunch of people. It's got I wish I knew her name off
It's
the
just
top
one
of
of
my
those
head.
like cameo movies. All those
Yeah,
Seth Rogen's whole crew and like
of course.
yeah, you get those guys. But that's about it. I don't know.
It was a good one. It's definitely worth a watch. Go check it out.
Number 5, super classic, Elf.
Elf is a good one. I'm surprised it fell to number 5 because I do like that movie a lot.
Hey, this top 5.
Yeah, it's
Heaters.
pretty solid. Heaters.
Heaters.
We're coming with the bangers for you guys.
So number 5, yeah, we got Elf. Number 4, we're going Bad Santa.
Bad Santa, number 4. Fucking straight up Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
I mean, and rest in peace,
Bernie Mac.
B Mac.
Any movie that Bernie Mac was in, I think, was better because of it.
That's
So
true. Bernie Mac's a good guy.
I agree with this 100%.
Number 3, top 3
Top 3
Right
coming
now.
in.
Christmas movies. Christmas Vacation. We're going National Lampoons.
Chevy Chase classic.
Oh my gosh.
Classic movie.
Oh my gosh.
Uncle Eddie.
Oh my god. I don't even have words right now. This
If Randy Quaid is a hot fucking mess these days, but I'm telling you, that movie will always hold a special place in my heart.
Randy Quaid should be trending right now
Yeah. Well, he was not too long ago, but fuck all that.
for all the wrong reasons.
Fuck all that.
Number 2. We're going Christmas Story.
Christmas Story at number 2.
Classic
And we discussed this.
fucking movie.
It's very possible that Christmas Story could have taken the number 1 slot if TBS didn't just butcher it every Christmas. They just fucking 24 hours straight.
I just don't want to see it anymore. I love it. I just don't want to
I've
see it
seen
anymore.
probably more than any other Christmas
Fragile.
movie. Yeah, Fragile.
Fragile. We know.
We know.
We get it.
We know the Bumpus' dogs and they love turkey.
We get it.
We know. We know. So that leads us to number 1. And this
Because of TBS, though.
yeah, it's only TBS's
Thank
fault.
you,
Thanks,
because
Turner Broadcasting Network. We really appreciate it.
go Braves. But number 1,
Number 1, if
Home Alone.
Home Alone, of
Home
course.
Alone.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys could have guessed that was coming. First
2
off,
Home Alones on one list.
well, yeah, and for some
Nailing
reason, when it comes to just nostalgia, it bumps to the top of the list for me. But this is all I got to say is the little kid that fucking plays the neighbor that's in the van is probably one of the best little just side gigs for a kid and rememberable lines ever, where he straight up
Where are you going?
yeah to the guy the shuttle for the airport. Hey, mister, does this thing have an automatic transmission? Does this thing have 4-wheel drive? Hey, McAllister's, bring me back something French. I'm telling you, that movie's a fucking classic.
Love that movie.
So that's our top 10 Christmas movies for y'all fuckers.
Pretty easy to make that list, but also pretty hard. to make it's hard on the spot too to think of 10 Christmas movies just off the top of your head, and then to put them in order. It's kind of rough because it's all just personal opinion, you know. They're all classics.
Yeah, and this is just our opinions, but there's nothing. You ain't crazy for thinking different. That's all. That's all we're trying to say.
I'll let you know this though. Our episode strain, we're going Gorilla Glue number 4.
Yes, this is definitely a good time to throw this in there, and this is going to be a regular segment in this podcast moving forward. We figured it would be a good call to just name out what we're recreationally puffing on over here. So today's strain is Gorilla Glue number 4. Definitely a good hybrid, and I recommend it. No, straight indica. There you go. Well, no, it's all hybrid, dude. You know this.
No, that's true.
You know, this is all hybrid.
All right. Well,
we're on to artist spotlight.
Artist spotlight.
So we mentioned Lemmy earlier, and we figured this is another awesome segment. And we're just kind of introducing you guys to these segments, and they're going to be ever evolving. We're probably going to add new shit and kind of work some stuff out. But artist spotlight, this is a good chance for us to just highlight an artist and, you know, name some of their achievements, or even just dive a little bit deeper into detail on who they are. So Lemmy, born 1945, Christmas Eve, as we mentioned earlier, passed away on December 28th, 2015. So that makes him 70 years young when he died. And he was like one of those dudes that is just like seemed immortal. You know what I mean? Like the dude could just live through anything over the years. He's seen a lot of shit. He's been through a lot of different eras and was just a legend throughout the entire time.
Absolutely. I think too, like, obviously you're a touring musician. You know, you're playing tons of shows. Your body's just getting fucking worn out. But then there's this whole side that I don't think Lemmy ever slowed down. I absolutely don't think he slowed down. The guy, his drink of choice was a Jack and Coke.
It was a Jack and Coke, which is now known as the Lemmy.
The Lemmy now, which that's pretty powerful when you can rename a drink that's been around forever.
At the legendary Rainbow Room on Sunset in Hollywood. He's got his
still
own,
has a seat.
Yeah, he's got a seat and his own like little like poker machine thing and shit, ashtray. That's fucking cool homage to the dude.
And then what else? What it was like, wasn't sure, but had heard that what was the he had to switch his drink up.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I don't know if this was a rumor or not, but I had heard. I forget who told me, but they were telling me that Lemmy was having some medical issues, obviously towards the end there, and the doctor told him like, you know, he couldn't keep drinking those Jack and Cokes because he was just fucking drinking them for decades, you know. So apparently he switched to just straight screwdrivers instead, just vodka and orange juice, you know, like. It wasn't alcohol that was the problem. It was just the type of alcohol, you know, like.
Well, he's got vitamins in his drinks
fucking legend.
now.
Yeah, just a bunch of vitamin C, help his immune system. That guy probably fucking just ate gravel. You know what I mean? Oh. No problem. Just fucking, legend. So a little bit more detail on him. He grew up in North Wales. He was influenced by the Beatles. Obviously, he's 70 years old. Like I said, he lived through many era. He was, for anybody that doesn't know, the lead singer of the legendary band Motorhead. I don't know if that's been mentioned, but of course. And
if you don't know, now you know.
Now you know. And this was a fact that I didn't know until like doing some research. But he was a roadie for Jimi Hendrix until 1971.
Yeah.
So I mean, fuck, just legend upon legend upon legend. I mean, come on, this is ridiculous. And hit single for Motorhead. Like I said, for anybody that doesn't know, Ace of Spades.
Ace of Spades.
Also my karaoke song of choice, which we have slayed many a fucking time. So catch me at a local karaoke bar near you, motherfuckers.
Singing that Ace of Spades. This one's for you, Lemmy.
Yeah, cheers to Lemmy. Rest in peace, fucking legend. I'm going to cheers to that.
Absolutely.
Respect.
He's kind of one of those people, too, like... We're gonna kind of talk about maybe people that we could have partied with, but didn't get the chance because they left this earth before we really could. Lemmy would have been one of those people for sure, too. But I'm definitely going to have to say that this episode's is John Candy. John Candy would have been the dude. Would have absolutely been the dude to party with.
Absolutely. This is going to be one of my favorite segments, I think, moving forward in this podcast. But Shane and I had the idea to do every episode, we're just going to throw out somebody who has passed on, somebody who is dead, essentially, and pick out one person from the past that we would like to party with. So this first episode, collectively, Shane and I came up with John Candy. Because that would be fucking legendary dude to party with. You know, first off, John Candy's fucking Canadian, which means he's fucking...
Oh, we're sorry.
Yeah, he's real polite. You
the
know,
only people to
real
open
friendly.
the door for you and then apologize.
Real fucking friendly. So there's that. Two, I'm pretty sure he's got a legend of party in him.
Yeah.
The dude was known to cut loose every once in a while.
He's in a polka band.
Yeah, he's in a polka band, and he also was Uncle Buck.
Oh my god! Planes, trains, automobiles.
Home Alone, as mentioned earlier.
Yeah, absolutely. He's keeping that holiday spirit alive. That's for sure.
And of course, Mel Brooks' Spaceballs.
Oh,
one of the funniest movies of all time.
Absolutely.
So his resume is ridiculous. John Candy movies, all fucking early 90s, like classics, hits. The dude was fucking working more than anybody, comedian-wise at the time.
Absolutely.
I mean, early 90s, he was pretty much at the top of the game when it came to features and shit. So, yeah.
Yeah, I would just love to party with him. We did a little bit of digging. It wasn't too hard to find this out, but his drug of choice was cocaine. We couldn't find his drink of choice. We definitely looked. Unfortunately for him, there was only a drug of choice, and it said cocaine.
Yeah, but
that was the internet. That was the internet.
He passed away in Mexico. So
party spot. It's a good spot.
But he passed away of heart attack. Maybe due to sleep apnea
or cocaine
cocaine.
It said sleep apnea or cocaine.
I mean,
and would probably be more accurate in my opinion, but my opinion really doesn't matter here. That's the best part about it.
Yeah.
That's the best part about just wanting to party with him.
And realistically, fuck the stigma on drugs. That doesn't tarnish his legend. We're not trying to be disrespectful. We're just saying... when we racked our brain, he was the first dude that came up like, damn, that would have been cool to just fucking go out in the early 90s at our age now and just fucking go hang out with John Candy.
Absolutely.
That would have been fucking epic. So hats off to John Candy. Obviously, rest in peace. And we'll be partying with you in a different realm someday, buddy.
See ya, bud.
See ya, bud.
We're going to close you guys out with... a new ending we've come up with.
Yeah, this is going to be the ending to every episode. And whether you guys get it or not, we really don't give a shit. But we're going to end every episode with a new Jeff Goldblum quote. Jeff Goldblum being of Jurassic Park fame, obviously a hunk of an individual. And just a fucking a modern marvel and a fucking straight up G, Jeff Goldblum. So we're going to leave you with this Jeff Goldblum quote of the episode. It's best not to stare at the sun during an eclipse. Jeff Goldblum.
Have a good Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Hey, we want to thank everybody for checking out the first episode of the Dirty 30 podcast. You can find us on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, TDTPcast.
And don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe on the podcast app.
Happy holidays, everyone. Cheers.
The Dirty 30 podcast.